Hello and welcome to the ASC Weekly number 5 Gold and Platinum Division. We're going into the round of 16 here, which is still a best of one. We started out with a round of 64 bracket. The ASC Weekly just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing, thanks to you guys. So we are here on Zelnaga Caverns. We have Zappadappa Duop, who I believe was in bronze and silver last week. So in 1 week, went from bronze or silver to I believe he's gold or platinum now. Obviously, he's playing in this tournament. And as opponent, we have the one, the only, the Pretty Purple Protoss. Not the only Pretty Purple Protoss, as that goes to one of our other regular players, but we do have WhiteRa. Obviously, not the WhiteRa that most of you are probably familiar with. Unless it is, in which case, cool, man. Glad you're participating in our tournament. But I do not think it is. Spawning here at the top right of Zelnaga Caverns, I am Simpatico.
I am Zeltsum, and if you don't mind, I think I'm going to be relatively quiet this game and observe very closely.
And it does look like Zappadappa is not a Terran, so I'm going to go ahead and update my overlay there. Sorry about that, guys. I think I set up the overlay um, before he switched his thingamabobber there. So we have a PBZ here. It'll be interesting to see. I actually don't know a whole lot about this matchup, being a Terran player myself. I have watched quite a few of these games of this matchup before, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. We do have a fast hatch going down on 14 for Zappadappa Duop. Gas going down after this gateway. Pretty much standard for pretty much every single Protoss build in existence. Second gas going down, though. That's either a mistake or it's perhaps it's he wants to do a lot of early teching, maybe a lot of sentries early on. Cybernetics Core now going down, getting a second gas before Cybernetics Core. Definitely not standard play there, as far as I'm aware. Zappadappa Duop does have a drone hidden here, though. See what he's going to try and do in this. It does get scouted by this probe. It's going to just zappity zap over there. This guy just makes me want to, like, scat. I'm just scatting. Spawning pool going down quite a while after that first gas. Putting 3 drones on there, probably gonna get 100 gas and then pop that good old Zergling speed, maynarding some drones over here just as the hatch pops a little bit early, so they wigged out a little bit. Forge going down for WhiteRa. Interesting. This is definitely not a very orthodox build as far as I am aware. Maybe Zeltsum, you could back me up on this. Do you have any analysis?
Sorry, what?
We had a gate gas cybernetics core forge. This is pretty unorthodox as far as I'm aware. Do you have any ideas?
Unorthodox. This is terror bad.
This is Terabad. Okay. Um, all
The
right.
sentries, cannons obviously don't cost gas. I mean, he's obviously going for the upgrades, but I don't know. It seems like you're wasting you're sacrificing a lot of minerals to get this fast upgrade. The fast upgrade build is not something that's used very commonly. He might be going for some kind of crazy 3-gate expand with +1, and that could potentially do a lot of damage. But I don't know if he's going to have enough units out, because normally a 4-gate would be hitting in about 30 seconds. So he has significantly fewer units. Significantly slower than you would if you had just been 4-gating. So I don't know if I really don't think the upgrade that quickly is worth the loss of, or worth the delay of your units by that much. Because of course, as you can see, Zappadappa has his expansion out and mining, and plenty of time to get down spine crawlers, as he did scout the 4-gate, and plenty of units, plenty of Zerglings.
Yeah, those Zerglings did get a run by. This wall was not secure. Uh, WhiteRa is saying it straight up. That was a fail wall or a fall wall. Makes me think of a narwhal for some reason. A narwhal is the one with the big old spikes at the top of their head. Narwhals. Anyway,
Sure.
he did see pretty much everything. Did scout those 4 warp gates, so knows there's going to be quite a few units popping out. This is some pretty heavy one-base play thus far. Not a whole lot of aggression coming out of it, but we'll see as as his production kind of starts to kick in here. We'll see if he starts to get A little bit more aggressive as his units build up. Three spine crawlers down here, probably rightfully so, as Elton was saying, because having seen those 4 warp gates, that's a lot of production of capacity, and therefore wants to make sure he doesn't die. Roach is on the way out now. We do have ground armor level 1 also now on the way. Did he get weapons first and then... yeah, he does have weapons 1. He's getting ground armor 1. Sending out a probe. We'll see if he's going to drop some kind of... thank you, Lalish. He actually Googled narwhale. Apparently it is the horned whale. Thank you very much. Let's see if he has... What does he have planned for this? It looks like he's just going to be doing some scouting with this here little probe. Nope, going to back off. Getting scared, as I would probably get scared as well, running into... Oh, it's a robot. It does not have feelings. It does what it's told, and it's programmed to do so. Now we do have a lot of aggression coming out of WhiteRa. 1 sentry leading the charge here, or maybe just going out with that 1 sentry. I don't know exactly what he's doing. Scouting with a sentry, or he does have this proxy pylon though planted down. Going to be able to do a lot of early reinforcement. We do have some Zerglings. Going to scout it. Going to come in and take it out. Maybe even take out this sentry if he's not careful. Gonna take out this Zergling, no problem, but get... Oh, wow! Saving that sentry and the pylon with some nice force fields there. Using a lot of energy to get those force fields down, however. So I don't know what this if this attack is going to do too much. He does have a lot of roaches out, 3 spine crawlers, a 4th one going down now. Creep starting finally to be spread. Creep spread is pretty terrible as of right now, but it looks like he's starting to get on that. Minerals for both players pretty high. We do have the engagement now. Stalker's leading the charge. Needs to get those Zergling Zealots up front. Finally does get them up front. These roaches, a decent force fields here, blocking a lot of these roaches in the back. Trapping a few in the front here. It does look like this is going to be enough to hold off this attack, though. But with some soccer reinforcements from that proxy pylon, it's gonna get still gonna get.
Transfuse on the spine crawler. Awesome.
Did he actually get that transfuse off? Really nice play there
spine
from
crawler's
Zappadappa.
At full health.
Yeah, nice play there. Cool, nicely done there, Zappadappa. WhiteRa gonna retreat a little bit. He's gonna reinforce a couple more stalkers and a zealot at this proxy or forward pylon. Although I think it is a failed attempt. Probably wants to, if he wants to stay in this game, he's going to need to expand at some point. This is some pretty hardcore one-base play. 36 to 27 workers for Zappadappa Duop Duao in the lead. I'm sorry, I keep zooming in by accident. I have to disable that function because it's the same button that lets me do this. Sorry if I made anyone seasick just now. So we're going to see what happens next. We do have a robo facility going down now for WhiteRa. Again, this is just seems like he's trying to do too much on one base. I don't know if he has some kind of mid or even long-term game plan for this game. Does not seem to be transitioning very well at all, unfortunately, for WhiteRa. Of course, again, this is not the real WhiteRa, as that is more commonly, as he's more commonly known as Duckload Raw now.
And is actually incredibly amazing at this game.
And he's probably one of the top players in the world. He's up there.
Oh yeah, I'm
really
surprised he doesn't
amazing.
compete in GSL, frankly.
Yeah,
well, I guess I'm not, because he's like all married
baller.
and junk. Ruined his whole StarCraft thing.
I'm sorry, say that again?
He got married and it ruined his whole StarCraft.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, it's a shame because he could probably compete in GSL, probably make it around to 32 or so.
Yeah, I would not put that past him at all. He is so strong.
If he like went to Korea and trained for a while, he would probably be. Although not as good as the German player Zoka.
I'm not too familiar with him, actually.
I don't know. He's amazing.
So we do have those Zerglings seeing that expansion for WhiteRa going down. It's kind of cool to just be able to say WhiteRa in the tournament cast for the ASCW Weekly, though. So, if anything, thank you, WhiteRa, for at least allowing us to do that. That's kind of cool. Got to take out that Stalker at the Zelnaga Tower. Zappadappa powering up pretty hard. A lot of minerals and no gas. He doesn't have his 3rd or 4th gas down yet. Not mining from his 2nd. He's basically on 1 gas, which for his Zerg, which is a very gas-intensive race.
Well, it's just Lings and Roaches, so I think that's a wise decision because it looks like he's going to want to get his 3rd base up pretty soon. Yep, there it is, right now, going down there. And that's one of the reasons he wants his... he wants those heavy mineral counts because he was just going Ling Roach to defend till they get to third base. He could have pushed in there and done a lot of damage. Only 3 zealots out, only 2 sentries. And with that many zerglings, those stalkers and immortals would be in a lot of trouble.
One photon cannon going down here at WhiteRa's front. This expansion is just starting to get mined. Of course, he is still way behind in the drone count, 47 to 32. Starting to chrono boost some probes out from at least one of them. Probably needs to do a whole lot more if he wants to stay in this game. Of course, with Zappadappa do up, do out, getting his third at the lower ground over there. Not getting greedy, not going for the gold minerals. Not necessarily. I mean, why take a risk if you don't necessarily have to? Those gold minerals are tempting, but not really 100% necessary. Actually, double expanding over here to the far right corner. Really interesting. Obviously feels he's super ahead. He has the minerals. Why not? As obviously production for Zerg comes from those hatcheries. So we'll be able to reinforce and build up his army. If he does lose it a lot quicker, the more hatcheries he has, obviously, and the more larvae he has. But let's take a look at the food counts. 131 to 92. Zappadappa way ahead in this game, completely dominating this game, pretty much from start to finish. WhiteRa had a decent timing for a while there, but came in a little bit too late. Didn't have enough units, probably because of his build order is definitely a little bit unorthodox. So if he smoothed that out, I'm sure he would have had a lot more units a lot quicker. Unless he has some kind of game plan that I'm not aware of that involves not doing good for a while and then doing good later. We do have a what the heck, a changeling in the base.
Yeah, his build was incredibly vulnerable to any early pressure. His wall was kind of messy, but that's easily fixed. But he really didn't have very many. Like, he had a stalker and a zealot out until about 5.5 minutes, and normally 5.5 minutes is when you start when your warp gate tech is about done, and then at 6 minutes you start powering the crap out of all your warp gates, and you attack around 6 minutes. But
so Zappadappa Duo has 5 pages of stuff here sitting in the middle. Could honestly probably a move to victory right now. Does get a Mutila Scout though. Maybe waiting for that Mutila Scout reinforcement.
There can pretty much never a move to victory, but it's all going to come down to the sentry usage and the good force field placement and timing. There's Colossi on the way, so those Zerglings are going to be roasted quite fast. And I think Zappadappa has to attack soon.
Yeah, he's letting WhiteRa build up.
Well, if he lets WhiteRa get a decent amount of units out, then WhiteRa can just do a 200 timing and just like attack when he has 200 and do a lot of damage and potentially win. And it looks like Zappadappa is getting ready to move in. Now is the best time. It's actually a little bit late. He should have moved in earlier or waited a lot longer. But it looks like he's getting ready to move in now. He's going to flank with his Zerglings. Or just sending them all in on one side. That's not good, because all those Colossi are going to take a lot of damage. Decent force field, but Colossi taking a lot of damage from the Zerglings for no reason. Absolutely no Colossus Micro at all. Losing all those Zerglings, killing almost nothing. That was just bad engagement. He should have sent his roaches in one side and his lings around the other side. And that's how you play Zerg. You got to flank and get good positions. Otherwise, you're incredibly cost inefficient units by comparison simply won't do as much. The whole point about Zerg is being able to reinforce quickly. And it looks like that's now what Zappadappa's getting ready to start doing. He's got a lot of upgrades going down. He's got queens on all his bases, and he's injecting quite well. So it looks like he's getting ready to just do a 300 food push. Or I'm wrong, and it's a 196 food push on regular moves.
Yeah, moving in with all of those roaches, those Colossus doing a lot of damage, these photon cannons doing a lot of damage. This robotics bay did not end up going down to all that Mutila's Cuirass, and wow, this is just some spectacular defense from WhiteRa, just completely annihilating that army from Zappadappa. Cannot be feeling too good right now. He is on 4 bases though, so he's going to be able to reinforce his army very, very quickly. Let's take a look at the army counts. Wow, so much. Wow, sacrificing all these